Okay, then. So, time now on the show to turn our attention to Matlock Town FC, as it's been a very busy past few days for the club. They're, of course, involved in a relegation battle in the NPL Premier Division. I'm delighted to say that we're now joined for the first time by Matlock Town player and now interim manager Adam Clayton. Adam, how's it going? I imagine it's been a very busy week for yourself.
Yeah, very busy, but very enjoyable at the same time. Obviously, a new experience, taking calls on various different aspects of being a manager. So I really, really enjoyed it, and hopefully we can try and turn it around and we can do it for a lot longer.
Mm. Yeah, so just for any listeners that might just have missed the news from a few days ago, so Ryan Creswell has departed Matlock Town FC. He was the first team manager, so it will now be yourself running the club as interim manager until the end of this season. How when the offer came in from the Matlock board, I mean, how easy or difficult was it to accept the offer? Because obviously it's a big task. You basically got 7 games to try and keep the club up.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one, really, because obviously I'm really really close with the manager, and obviously Jonathan Rimington. It's probably the reason why I came and stayed is for the people, them people. So when it was all sort of going down, it was a bit of a whirlwind, really, and the manager just rang me and obviously told me that it's not worked out. He's leaving, and they might possibly ask me to take it until they find someone else, which wasn't really appealing to me in terms of I kind of, like I say, came down here for Rimo and for obviously meeting the manager. Stayed for the manager because he's a great guy. So I was kind of like, I don't really want to do it for somebody else. But what I would do is I'd do it myself with your blessing to the end of the season. And he was unbelievable. He just said, "Listen, Clay, it's a great opportunity. Like, go for it." And then basically said that to the chairman, who was, "Oh yeah, I like that." And then obviously spoke to the board, and we got it through. And I think it is the right decision for the team in terms of that continuity. Someone doesn't have to sort of come and get to grips with the players. I know all the players. I know what they're good at. I know what they're maybe not so good at. And we've really had a great week in training, and obviously on the phones talking, and we've had a real good week going into a good game on Saturday that we want to go and win.
Yeah, and it's not the only change recently at the club. So Steve Eyre has also been added to the coaching staff at Matlock Town FC as well. Just for any listeners that might not have heard that name before, he's got a lot of coaching experience, hasn't he? What does he bring to the table at the Gladiators?
Honestly, I didn't think it was possible to bring as much as he actually has for the first 3 days. The experience I have to lean on is unbelievable. Like, I'm very secure in what I want to do as a football manager. It's always been the plan. I know how I see the game, but having that sort of guy behind you to sort of steer your ideas and steer what you're thinking, and don't get me wrong, calm you down when you want to give so much information, etc. Is invaluable. But yeah, I met Steve when I was 7 years old. I went for a in the community trial, not even a trial, just in the community training session, and he was one of the coaches for Man City. So Man City were putting on a training session for kids, and that's how I met him. And he took me to the academy, had him through all the age groups from under sevens to obviously leaving at 21. And then he was my assistant manager at Huddersfield, and he was my assistant manager at Doncaster. So he's been a constant throughout my career, and genuinely one of the best that I've come across in the game in terms of football, love for football knowledge, and obviously the experience he has is amazing. And I got straight on the phone. We've always joked that when I'm a manager, you'll be my assistant, etc. And I rang him and I said, we've got 7 games. You fancy it? And he couldn't have been more willing to come and help the lads and help me.
Fantastic, brilliant. And just a quick mention of Matlock's most recent game. Obviously, it wasn't a good one for the Gladiators. So it was a game away at Bamber Bridge, who are also in the midst of the relegation battle. And unfortunately for the Gladiators, it was a 3-0 defeat for Matlock. I mean, now that you've had a few days to sort of digest what happened there, I mean, what went wrong in that game for Matlock? It seemed as if, even though the wins have been very sparse recently, some of the performances have been pretty good, but it just seemed like it just didn't go to plan at all in that game.
Yeah, it's a really strange situation. Honestly, obviously, I've been around it playing and as like doing a few of the sessions. So, like, it's the same core group that went on a 14-game run that was top of the form guide, like ahead of Macclesfield. So it's a real good group. I think we got on a bit of a run. We didn't win in 5, and then we had 5 fixtures that were against the top 5, and really competed in them games. Possibly could have nicked the Ashton game. Probably should have got a point away at Mac. Missing a couple of chances. So the performances have been there, and the sort of the spirit has been there, and the fact that we missed the first 10 games and we only had 2 points at that point, it feels strange, because we feel like we're in this position, but with 10 games in hand, because we have gained every point that we've got, if you know what I mean. So the group is still upbeat. Saturday, definitely. First half was okay. Second half was definitely, if you turn out performances like that, you get relegated. That is exactly what I told the players in the first meeting. You have to face up to that. It wasn't good enough second half. But there's more than enough in the group, and they've already proved there's more than enough in the group to get on a run of games. So it's about getting the confidence back, and hopefully just try, like I say, just get that confidence back into be able to play, enjoy it, do the things you're good at, take people on, pass the ball, and try and score some goals. And I think a win, obviously the run that we're on, I think it's 10 games maybe, it just needs that win just to lift the confidence. There's nothing better than getting a win in the minds of the group, and especially with a change of manager, if you can get that win on your first one, it gives an even bigger buy-in, and hopefully we can get on a run and get us out of the position we're in, which is, we feel as a group that if we can get that win, we're more than capable of getting out of it.
Yeah, and looking ahead to this coming game this weekend. So on paper, of course, and the game isn't played on paper, but on paper, this is probably the game that you would have liked to have started off with. So you're at home against Blythe Spartans, who are already mathematically relegated. They are down. But of course, I guess that it's a bit of a weird approach to the game, because you don't know if they're, how motivated they're going to be. Will they play a bit better now that there's just no pressure on them whatsoever, because they know what the end game is, that they are down? What's your thoughts going into this game? Because do you feel like if you can get off to a good start, you can get an early goal in that game, that you can really, take control of that match and finally get a win on the board? Yeah,
of course. For me, on paper, it is a game that if you could choose a game, and forget it's Blythe Spartans, I'm talking in any league. If you can choose a game, you choose the game against the team that are at the bottom of the league. But our approach is not going to change from Blythe Spartans to playing Worksop when we play the top team. We want to have an identity. We want to be front foot. We want to be energetic, and we want to play football that the fans want to watch and the players want to play. So our approach to the last 7 games won't change for the name of any club, really. We just want to give our best, because I feel if our team, our squad, our group perform to the levels they're capable of, smiling, happy, then we can win the remaining fixtures. So but yeah, looking at Saturday in particular, I think it's about getting off to a good start. Blythe have got some good players. I've told the group we've got very good players. We've not won a game in 10, so it doesn't make you a bad player, or you're not a bad player overnight losing games. But with low confidence, it's tough. So we're definitely going to have to be at the races, and like I say, just take the game to them, and try and take any spirit that they've got, take it out of them as early as we can. Because like I say, they have got some good players. So we've got to be right on it. But like I say, our approach won't change for any team. It'll be about us, about being on the front foot, about being positive, and about trying to play, and getting our players that can do things in the places to do things and do it. That's our approach. So we'll go for it. Hopefully we can get the win, and then see where we can go from there.
Yeah, just finally, Adam, if you're able, along with Steve there, to keep Matlock up. So just for any listeners not aware, I think it's 4 points adrift of safety with just 7 games to go. If you are able to keep them up, where would that rank in terms of your own career, in terms of your achievements? Because of course, you've played many times in the Premier League before. You've had a great career playing. Obviously, this is something a bit different in terms of now managing. But where would that rank in your career achievements?
Honestly, not thought about that question, but thinking about it really highly. For me, the feeling of being a footballer doesn't change. It doesn't change for me at any level. It's the same feeling scoring a goal. It's the same feeling walking out on a pitch. Obviously, the external factors of maybe a big crowd, etc. Yeah, when you look back, you might look back a bit fonder because there's a bigger crowd, etc. But that initial feeling of winning, of coming home, telling your daughter, telling your wife, telling your son that you've won a game, or you've kept the team in the league, or you've scored a goal, it's the same feeling, So I'm very, very proud to take charge of these last 7 games. Very proud of the team that I've got, the reaction we've had this week, and I just want them to go and finish off the week with a good win, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it will rank very highly in terms of achievements. Obviously, I want to be a manager. I want to go as high as I can in the game, and yeah, it'll be brilliant if we can stay up. And I'm fully on with the job of doing it, and I think it's more than achievable with the group that we've got.
Okay, well, thanks for your time, Adam. It's much appreciated because it must be a manic week for yourself. So thanks for your time, and of course, all the best for Matlock's game against Blythe Spartans on Saturday afternoon. So hopefully Matlock can get a win on the board and shoot up that table away from relegation danger. So thanks for your time, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again between now and the end of the season. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.